What's going on, everybody? Vince Goodrum here. It is Sunday evening. I am sitting out in my car once again. As you guys know, I am packing and leaving for my new home in Piedmont, South Carolina. So my entire home right now is a complete train wreck. But, at the same time, the questions still come in, and I'm going to try to answer as many questions as I possibly can. This one in particular came into me, and it's a question that's been most commonly asked. So I just wanted to touch base today on a number of these new home meal kits, such as Home Chef, Fresh Kitchen, and a lot of these other brand products where they go and ship all of the vegetable and other food ingredients in a box. They're straight to you. All you have to do is cut up the vegetables and onions and stuff like that, throw it in a pan, and you have a great meal. And a lot of people have been asking my honest opinion about it there. And a lot of people have also mainly asked as to why these meals are so popular, for especially since one person can actually go out to a grocery store and actually get these same ingredients for a lot less money. And the answer is pretty clear. You have to understand who they are marketing to. Now, when it comes down to it there, with these places like Home Chef there, now I live in Greenville, South Carolina, moving to Piedmont, South Carolina. There's always an abundance of grocery stores here. I don't have any problems going into a grocery store. I'm in and out in no time. But in places like New York City, you go into there's only like one grocery store in New York City there mainly, and that's a Trader Joe's. If you go in there, and I'm just going by based on my friends that live in New York, and this is not going to be a video about bashing New York City. New York is actually a great city. But when it comes to buying fresh groceries and stuff like that, you have to understand one thing here, and that is that hold on a minute, let me adjust this here. There we go. Like I said, filming in the car sucks really bad. But here's the thing. When it comes to a grocery store in New York City there, you're going to be waiting about 2 hours at least just in order to get in and out. And that's just kind of ridiculous. Not only that, the food prices are very high in New York in terms of actually getting fresh vegetables. The only thing they got really in New York City is bodegas. That's what they mainly got. And all they got is apples, and that's about it there. So seeing as how you're not going to get any and even the groceries that you buy, they're especially absorbent. I mean, they're very expensive in order to get fresh vegetables, generally due to transport and other taxes and stuff like that. So buying a meals ready to go plan from Food Fresh, for example, there is not going to make much of a difference here. So, if you're going to spend that much money there, you may as well actually have your goods delivered. That's no different than Alaska. A roll of toilet paper in Alaska, from what I understand, runs like $13 just because of transport. That's why a lot of people use Amazon in order to order their things here. So that's just to answer your question as to why the places like Home Chef and Meals Ready to Go Fresh are very popular. They're popular in regions like New York City and Seattle and Chicago, where it's very hard to go get groceries, and even when you get groceries, they're quite expensive there. Quite frankly, if I lived in New York City, I'd probably go and use the Home Chef program too there in order to get fresh vegetables because, my cost difference wouldn't really change too much there. In fact, I'd probably go with the Rich Piana's 5% meals there. Now, I kid you not there. One thing about those Rich Piana meals there, and I actually tried one from a friend of mine, they're pretty good there, as far as that's concerned. But you have to understand, the location that you're at and where you're going to be is dependent upon what you're going to be doing there. Now, like I said before, this is not a video about bashing New York City because, like I said, you can make a lot of money in New York City. Quite frankly, and not only that, the city never sleeps there. I mean, there's always plenty of entertainment. Here I'm in Greenville, South Carolina. It's around 8 o'clock at nighttime. There's hardly shit to do around here. I mean, you can go to a couple of bars there and stuff like that. But, you go into New York City, the club is open every single day. You can I mean, you can definitely be entertained. There's always something to do in New York City. But there are some downsides here, and part of that is just getting fresh groceries here. So, as far as those meals ready to go, and as far as that's concerned, I hope I've answered your question as far as to why they're so popular. Because they're popular in particular regions where, getting groceries is kind of unreasonable and very hard to get. I mean, well, not in the sense to where if you get the home fresh meals, you're not going to be spending any more money than going to a grocery store in New York. But that's all I got to say about this here. You guys take care. Like I said, I'm gonna try to keep filming as many videos as I possibly can. Once I get into the new place, videos will come back at a regular basis here. But till then, take care.